Back in Chile and soon to be back in power. After 4 years working for the United Nations in New York, Mrs Bachelet has returned to score an emphatic victory for her centre-left coalition. She won this presidential runoff with 62% of the vote, nearly twice as much as her only rival. After 4 years of conservative rule under Sebastián Piñera, Chile is moving to the left.
Ahora es el momento. Chile, ahora por fin.
Now is the time. Now, at last, is the time. We have the people behind us, we have the majorities in Parliament and in the regional councils. The political, social and economic conditions are right. We have the willpower and we are united. Today in Chile, a clear majority of people want the changes we're proposing. It's time to get to work.
Those changes include sweeping education reform, a tax hike for big business, a new electoral system and a new constitution. And they're not the only reforms that Chileans want.
Mrs. President, I ask you and I demand from you free and quality education for all. I ask and demand from you that Chile allows gay marriage and adoption rights. And I ask and demand for a Ministry of Culture.
I want to talk to our future president and ask her to pay special attention to an equal distribution of income. It's unacceptable to call Chile a developed country and have such a poor distribution of wealth and such a gap between those who earn so much and those who earn so little.
This was Mrs Bachelet's rival for the presidency, Evelyn Matei. The two women have a remarkable backstory. They first met when Mrs Matei was 5 years old and Mrs Bachelet 7. They went to the same primary school. They lived on the same street. Their fathers were close friends. But politically, the gulf between the two was wide. Mrs Bachelet was always the clear favourite and is the first Chilean president in over 60 years to successfully stand for re-election. Winning this election was the easy part for Mrs Bachelet. She's led this campaign from the start and her victory was never really in any doubt. The difficult work will start on March 11th next year when she's sworn in as the president of a country whose people are clamouring for real change. Gideon Long, BBC News, Santiago.